and I have to choose generally use crisp. Okay, I think it should be audible now. So whatever I spoke so far was not audible to anyone. And let's see if there is anyone on the chat. I hope not. Let's see if I can hear myself. Hello. Yeah, I think yeah, that's good. Hey Rishi, what you're doing so late? So I was just trying to test out my stream. So let's see. Um, okay, somehow I'm also missing the chat. So I'm just Rishi, just if you are still there, I mean, I'm just trying out my stream settings because I want to do it regularly, and I have like I'm streaming this from OBS. So I have a oh Restream account, and then I have used my streaming keys with OBS because they allow it, and you can do live HD streaming. So just to test it out. Yeah. So let's go back to the thing which I was supposed to work on. So I have done this live streams in past regarding Lumberjack, and I wasn't actually contributing to Lumberjack from a long time. I'm part of this team which is called NG Workers, which is started by Lars and Nacho. So I did few contributions like last year, but yeah, I mean, few things happen and then you don't get time to contribute. So there was a feature request that we need to implement a simple logger surface accepting log message and log payload. So what Lumberjack is it allows you to actually log data. You can choose where you want to log data. We don't control it. We just provide the APIs, and then you can use those APIs to log your data. So here, Lars actually created this feature request last year, and he asked if we can provide a services. This is way before we actually figured out inject service. So last week I thought of why not to go ahead and contribute to Lumberjack again because I have some time. So let's see. I'll just close one of the YouTube which is running right now, or just mute it. Otherwise there will be an echo, which I don't want. Yeah, sounds good. So last week I decided to go ahead and talk to the team whether we can start working on some of the feature requests which we have. And Nacho said, why not to pick this one? I was like, okay, let's do it. So I came up with this idea because, of course, now inject service has become so much common, and we can test it out as well because testing is more critical part of our this open source project. We want to make sure that everything is tested out. So I came up with the idea of using inject function and make this not a injectable service, but a functional, or you can say a function, right? So a simple function which people can use in their code base. So I thought, of course, it was just in my mind, so I just wrote this that okay, we can do something like this. Why to create a service? Because of course, even Angular team is moving away from uh, injectable services, not injectable services, but of course you might have seen that injectable guards and uh, injectable interceptors are gone. I mean, they're deprecated, not gone, but Angular is moving towards more for functional guards and functional interceptors. So the idea was, of course, based on that. And then Nacho said, yes, of course, I don't follow you. What is the actual uses? So I came up with this idea. Just I was able to write it quickly. Um, so I thought, okay, why not to do this where we actually just expose a function called log critical, where we are saying, okay, this is the message, this is the payload. And then internally, we actually just return this. I mean, this is a void. Actually, this service does not return anything because it does not make sense. We are just logging this and we don't want to actually return anything. So Nacho said, yeah, why not? Let's do that. And then I said, okay, good thought. Of course, Nacho said, good thought. I said, okay, let's do a POC using this. And let's see. So I'll just try to set up a repository because I don't want to spend too much time on Sunday night. I have to wake up early morning. I have to drop my daughter to school. So let's say, okay, this is feature. And I would say this is feature. And let's see what is issue number 140. So 140, and I would say this is create logger function. Okay, so this is the new branch which I have created now. Of course, I have created this branch. Remember, I mean, whenever you are contributing to any open source project, you should fork it, not directly create a branch. Why I am doing this? Because I already have access on this repository. I can create branches and I can push the push the code. But if you don't have the access to the repository, generally, if you are part of the team, probably you will be added as a contributor. Or let me show you quickly how we can do that. So here, if you go to any projects, of course, you will have security and insights. I'm not an admin on this project, looks like. Yeah, no. Okay. So I have this contributors, access to this contributors, and I think no, I don't have access, but I don't have an admin access, but I can still go ahead and push the code. So, and I can approve code as well. I mean, I can approve the PRs as well. But let me show you if I can access another repository of mine. So here, let's say I'll talk about this one, Angular snippets, which the project which I launched this week and which has received a good response from the community as well. You can see 27 stars, and we also have a few bunch of PRs incoming. I think I just merged around 20 PRs already, so 21 closed, and then there are a few open issues. In case you want to contribute, this is not Angular, it's very Angular specific. These are just like adding prettier and then docs. So yeah, but let me show you settings. How you can add collaborators. So you can go there. Of course, now I have to authenticate myself, which I will not do right now. Okay, but you can go ahead and add collaborators to your repository, and then they will be able to push the code, make approve the PRs and all those things. So here I'm already a collaborator, so I don't have to create a new fork this repository. I can just directly go ahead and create a branch. So here now I have packages. So now the thing is where to add this function. So of course, now we have something called internals where we have some test util and console driver, but the actual thing which we can add is inside this libs. We have this are log drivers, so you can see. So this is like our internal services and payload, or you can say internal contracts, which we have here. Then we have this logging where we have our logging service, which is, of course, you can see Lumberjack logger, which has few methods: create critical logger, create debug logger, create info logger, create trace logger. So basically, we want to expose new functions, right? So if you see the issue, let's go back. So log critical. So this will be basically on wrapper on top of this, right? So we can say, okay, go ahead and create a logger. So this is not the actual service which is exposed. The actual service is this. So you will be able to see, okay, log method, and then you can pass some lumberjack log, which contains some default properties. And of course, there are much more implementations, log with error handling and log drivers to stable drivers. These are all private methods. As you can see, it is not exposed outside. create logger service. So here we also have an example how to use it. So I can go to packages example. Yeah, I can go to example and see. So in app, we have an app logger service, which is uh, which uses the internal scoped lumberjack log service. So create critical logger, create info logger. So this is how we can actually already do this, but there are other ways. For example, I think it should have app component, not here. Mm, lumber app load. So this is app payload, and let's see if it is being used somewhere. App payload. Okay, this was the app payload service. So we have scope lumberjack logger, which creates critical logger with payload. So this is another way to use it, but I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to expose this logging service, lumberjack service. I'm just going to call this out. And as I have already written one sample API, so let's go ahead and see this. So I can say, let's do this here, logger function. And we have this, right? So we do log critical, which receives lumberjack payload, which comes from logs. And then we have inject function, which comes from Angular. So we Angular core, and we need lumberjack service. And here, so the thing is, as we already have this log critical, and we don't want to, I still have to figure out or think about how to remove this from here, because if someone passes this from lumberjack payload, which has property and unknown, okay, so this shouldn't be an issue. I think level will be passed from, okay, we are not using payload, so it's safe. No one can set it from outside, right? So we are safe here. We are calling log critical, and then we are just passing the message, which is message string payload, which is coming from a lumberjack payload, which is a key value pair basically, and created at date.now. But we also have another function internally. I think it's date time. Let's see, because it's been so long I have seen this code. So scope level message created at number unique C. Okay, so this is created at. Let's see how we are passing this created at. And apart from here, okay, get Unix. Yeah, here we can see lumberjack time service. So we have a lumberjack time service, and then we have a get Unix epoch tricks. So we can use this one, and the way to do that is, of course, we can do inject function here as well. So I can do is, rather than passing this, which we should not, and scope, I have, yeah, I have to see how we can access the scope. So I can say, okay, lumberjack service, and yeah, that's just it. So scope is something which we should receive from outside. So uh, yeah, I'll leave it as it is right now. So we will decide it later. But similarly, I can export or expose other APIs. So I have log critical. So let's see what are the different APIs which we have here. And what? So let's see, create error driver log. This is logging. I can go to lumberjack service. So let's start from the way to figure this out is, of course, by using this one as well. So I know, okay, so we can see log critical, log debug. So I can say, okay, this is debug, and then I can change this to debug. Can we make it more generic, right? So right now, if I see, this is almost all similar code, And the only change is this one, lumberjack, the level. So if I see log critical, what I can do is I don't have to return because this is an void function here as well. So this is an void function. Let's we should be okay. Let's format this. I can do right click, refactor, extract inner function to a model scope. Mm, log. So what I can do is I can do a log function internally. Okay. Mm, and then move this function which is outside. Let's see, and remove this. And what we can do here is we can pass few things. For example, of course, we can pass message and payload. This is required. And the third parameter can be the level. So I can say, okay, this is lumberjack level, and I can get rid of this level, and I can do this. Actually, I can just do this. Why two? It's not a lumberjack level. Is not assignable to lumberjack log level is not assignable to level. Okay, no problem. Lumberjack level. Let's call it as log level. Mhm. Okay, let's see what I'm missing here. Lumberjack, I can see it's lumberjack level and it is lumberjack log level. Jack log level. Oh, okay, so this is the correct one. So I have to pass lumberjack log level. Just wondering how it was working earlier. So I can now do is do log, and then I can pass, okay, this one. Similarly, I can do here also log, and then I can say, okay, this is debug, and this can be a private function, so I don't have to expose this. Private internally, it's a private. This is the function. So okay, format document and log error. So I can say this one. Now you can see actually this is not me writing code, but Copilot doing things for me. So I don't have to do anything. So log trace. And is there anything else? No, this is it. So we have 5 types. So if you see this, not this one, but log levels. So we have exclude lumberjack level, which is verbose, but apart from that, we have critical, debug, error, info, trace, verbose, and warning. So I think we missed warning. Export log verbose. Okay, we also have verbose, but there's a catch. Okay, we'll see how we can handle this one, but let's include everything right now. So it says, okay, lumberjack log level does not include verbose. Okay, so we have warning, trace, log info, log error. Cool. And then logger function now can be exposed outside. So let's see index.ts function, and I can say this is functional. And log drivers, and then I can export star from lib it was logging export dot slash lib slash logging slash logger function. Okay, so now we have this logger function which is exposed outside. Let's see how we can use it in the example app. I can go to app component.ts, right? So we have this one. I can actually use log critical and error message hello forest, and then okay, let's see. I can run this app. I think we already have node modules available here. I can run this example app. So on build, we are doing nx run many. Okay, no problem. I can go to example project.json and serve. Okay, so I can run this one. What we are doing is I build Angular language service. Okay, so I can use yarn nx run. What is the package name? Uh, prefix not applicable. Example lumberjack app. So I can say lumberjack. I already have NX console installed. I can use that as well. Next stuff. Not lumberjack. It's lumberjack. Node is incompatible. Lumberjack. The engine node is incompatible with 16. Got 16.15. Really 122. Then I have expected version is 122.19. Okay, this is strange. Yeah, I can also use NX console. So here's example lumberjack browser target. Okay, let's run it. Really? 122.19? When did that happen? NVMRC node version is 16.18.0, got 16.15. Okay. I'm not using NVM on my laptop. Let's see if I have NVM. Oh, I do have NVM, so I can NVM install NVM arc, NVM install 16.18.0. Seriously, NVM install. We can do NVM install 16.18.0 and see where is the yarn version specified. Anyways, commit lint, we have commit lint as well, conventional commits. Let's see. I just wanted to check my bandwidth, or you can say streaming setup as well, because it's been too long and my internet was very flaky. Oh, there are some people who's watching it on Twitter. Yeah, I'm streaming it on Twitter as well. I think I'm streaming it on LinkedIn. As I said, I'm just testing my setup. If it works well, then of course I'm going to use it. And now I can use NVM 16. Let's see. Access is denied. Oh my God. This is painful. And now I have to run this uh, as an administrator. So this is also a Windows problem. You know, if you have Windows, okay, I'll say open Windows terminal, run as administrator. Hmm. Okay, so I just added another one, another terminal as, and opened it as an admin. Okay, let's see. Command prompt. Okay, let's go to this path, which is cd angular lumberjack new code. Oh my god. cd angular cd lumberjack new code cd lumberjack. Okay, so now I can do is nvm use 16.18.0 because now I have an admin rights. Let's check nvm npm version. So it should be 16.18.0 now. Oh, sorry, not npm. Node version, and it's 16.8.0. Let's try to run it again now. Now it is complaining about yarn. So let's see. Mm, yarn. How to update? Let's see. Yarn version update. Self date is not available. Global yarn compressed. Okay, I don't want to. How to install yarn one? npm install global yarn local compressed. Okay, let's see. npm install yarn. It is asking which version. 1.22.10. So expected version is 1.2219, got 122.10. Okay. Let's see. I think this is how everything starts when you start setting up your local environment. It's always version conflicts. Hope it will install it globally, not on my package.json. If it does, I don't think so there will be any issue, but oh, Rishi, you're still there. How are you? And where are you from, Rishi? Oh, Munich. Okay, so that's why you are still awake. Where you work, Rishi? I mean, are we connected by any chance on Twitter? Ah, okay. I think it's my interest. Ah, okay. How did you found this stream? I mean, because I know some people might be aware because I'm streaming on your Twitter now, but how did you came across this? Okay, this is not working. What else I can do? So I don't want to install, or I mean, it's okay, nx.json, npm. I just installed npm latest version. What else I can do? I could have used the GitHub code spaces, but it's okay now. I don't want to log a function. Okay, so my function is ready. I just want to test it out, and I'm struggling with this one. I got to connect you with you via. Okay, looks like you entered some URL. So if this is really strange, I'm not sure why it happens, but YouTube actually removes the URLs in case you enter in the chat. So I'm not sure what is that URL is. It's really strange. I'm not sure why they do it. Probably because of some security reasons, but they remove that URL. So via Twitter, LinkedIn. Let's see if I can do npm install yarn, and probably it will update. Okay, at least somewhere. Could not resolve. Okay, Angular. Or I can simply do npx nx run examples lumberjack app. Where is nx.json? Yep, this is the one. Uh, workspace build. Okay, and then there should be a workspace.json. Nope, it's not here. Okay, let's type it. Examples lumberjack app serve. Yeah, cannot find utilities Naval workspace associated disk locking. What is this yarn install? I did yarn install last time. Yarn is compatible. Strange. Yarn install, check files, yarn install flat, yarn install force. No, no log file. Let's see, yarn run, remove, yarn publish, yarn upgrade, and yarn upgrade is upgrade this one. See, right now this classic stable version is 1 point. Okay, that's why it is asking me to install the latest version. Probably my team might have updated the latest one. Let's see if I can do it. Npm install global yarn. Let's see which version it installs. I mean, I know npm, if I do this for npm, it will install 1.22, 101 package, or it at 3 packages. And no, still 1.22.10. Okay, let's see. Global yarn 1.22.19. Let's see. Okay, now let's do in yarns. Oh my god, why? Validating package.json. Is there any yarn version specified? Yeah, it is specified here. Use yarn this one, yarn 1.20. But I'm installing yarn and it does. Okay, let's not install globally. So I can do is yarn install yarn, npm install yarn. And now it's saying log file started cleaning. Yeah, sorry. So I mean, my office is in Munich, Rishi. So I work for a company called Celonis. That's in Munich itself. Could not resolve while npm install yarn. Okay, because it is trying to install yarn for this package, which of course does not make sense. Let's try from here npm install, and then I can npm install and upgrade yarn. So okay, it says once you have npm install, you can run the following both to install and upgrade yarn. And that it should install or yarn. This is strange. Then it should update in this case. What is the yarn version now? Yarn version 122.19. Okay, then why it is complaining about here? Yarn version here it is 122 because I'm using nvm. Okay, npm yeah, I can do that, but I don't want to because of course then it will update my log file. It is 16. Yeah, I understood that. So 16.18.0, this is 1 point. What I can do is, of course, if it's 1.19 here, I can do npm yarn install here and it should work. And somehow, I mean, there are two terminals, both are actually taking different yarn version. I don't want to figure out how, why, and how is that happening, but it's okay. So it's Sunday night, we can chillax. But yeah, I was just asking Rishi where you work and what you do. Oh, just finished Ravan. Okay, so do you use Angular or do you work on Node? You mean you just completed your college or will join AIO insurance on 1st March? So you just completed your studies, is it? Oh, backend with Java and Spring Boot. It's fun. It's fun working with Java. Spring Boot I have used. Param Siddharth, late night coding. You have been working since 2009. Nice. Hey Param, yeah, I was just trying my uh, setup. So I took this Restream subscription, which actually allows you to host or sorry, stream via OBS. So I was using StreamYard before, and their minimum subscription, which is their which is personal for personal use. So I always had to stream in 720p, which I never liked, but I had no other option. But now Restream is there. So if I want to stream, I was using OBS before, and the problem was with OBS, I can just stream on a single platform. So with Restream, actually, it allows you me to stream HD as well as on the multiple platform. And I just wanted to test it out. So today is Sunday, of course. So I thought like, why not to do it? And I can test my stream, and in case someone is there, I can just talk to them. Oh, so Rishi, so you just moved to Munich, is it? I mean, I didn't find much difference between Restream versus StreamYard. I mean, it makes a difference in case you're, I mean, depends upon how you're using it. For example, StreamYard and Restream both offers you studio, right? You can go online and start streaming from the studio itself. There also, I have seen a difference in pricing. I mean, I was paying 25 euros, $25 for StreamYard, whereas Restream is just $16, $16, yeah. You can use that. And another thing is, of course, when you are doing a stream from OBS. So there, of course, that's the killer feature, I would say, for me, because I used to stream a lot before. I mean, before moving to Germany. So that's fun, right? I mean, going live and just writing code no one cares about. I mean, and then talking to yourself. I love that. And in some cases, of course, some folks like you just join, and then I can speak to some new people on the stream. So that's where I really liked Restream. So I just canceled my StreamYard subscription and then moved to Restream. Oh, sorry to hear about Rishi. So moved 8 months back, but faced layoff. Oh, that's hard. I mean, I know the kind of situation we are in to right now. It's really hard. I mean, I was also scared because I also moved a year ago. So I came to Germany like in 2022 of Jan, and my first job didn't work out actually. So I had to leave that job, and that was the same time this news started coming, right? So layoffs and everything. So I was really scared to, believe me, I was really scared to change my job. But I thought that okay, I'm anyways not enjoying my previous job, so I took a chance, and now it's okay. But yeah, I mean, good to know that you found something. So all the best for the new job. And yeah, but I'm sorry, I just spoke about the difference, main difference. The cost is also very. I mean, there is a cost of. I mean, $10 is more, right? I mean, $10 is a lot. I can understand you got it for free, but I was paying from my own pocket. So GitHub Students Developer Pack gives it for free. That's nice. I was not aware of it. I mean, I'm a GitHub star, but I don't get it. Uh, yeah, I mean, of course, every program has their own advantages and disadvantages. I should ask for it. Let's see. I mean, I'm part of GD program as well. Probably someone can sponsor it for me because I'm actually. So I did this thing. I mean, I was just getting bored, so I thought let's do something. So see you, Rishi. Yeah. Good night. S- So what I did is I get some sponsorship from the developers. So I have few, I mean, four sponsors so far. So you can see, so we have Umer, a good friend of mine, and then we have Anand Chaudhary, Sunil, and then Darshan. They are sponsoring me. I'm not sure. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I also have a GitHub sponsor profile. So I decided to actually publish how much money I'm getting from sponsorship and how much money I'm actually investing from my own pocket every month. So I have few domains. So I pay $12 per month. Then I also sponsor other developers. I used to do like 120 per month when I was working as a consultant because I was making more. So I had to reduce my sponsorship amount. So I'm paying like $30 per month, and then I have Restream account, which of course I use it for community. So I just added that as well. So I'm right now minus 21, but I can see if I don't want to actually like take too much sponsorship. Of course, I also do some of open source. So of course I invest some time as well. But let's see. I mean, it would be great if I can balance it out because right now it's of course something which which is like going from my own pocket apart from doing all this open source contribution as well. What about you, Param? I mean, I have seen you. You are very active on Twitter as well as LinkedIn. So, what you have been up to? And thanks for dropping by. I mean, I know, uh, if I'm not wrong, you're in India, right? Okay, my internet is damn slow. It's taking ages. Okay, let's see. Looks like I have to restart my laptop. And also, if in case you are someone who wants to contribute to open source, I have started few projects which can be of your interest. So, uh, I have already tweeted about the Angular snippets. As I mentioned, it's getting some good traction from the community, Angular community as well. So you can just add some snippets if you think there are some snippets which can be very useful for the community. You can go ahead and do that. So it's angular-snippets.dev, which is the website, and there are already few snippets available. So you can see, I think there are 5 to 6 snippets are already available and being contributed by some amazing devs. I guess this one moved to Bangalore, currently awaiting employment through this bunch of contributed labs. Oh, oh, so I thought you're already working somewhere, Param, because I see you constantly tweeting about few things. So, but yeah, all the best. I mean, I'm sure you will get something soon. You have been doing some good stuff in the community. So yeah, keep it up. So this is one of the project angular-snippets.dev, and then I started another one which is of maybe interest of some solid.js developers, solid.js-tips.dev. I mean, this is something where I just have the repository. I don't have the website up right now, but I need to go ahead and make changes, actually change all this default readme and everything. Then there is one which I started this week. I mean, I have still not announced it yet, but GitHubTips.com, which will be another. I'm expecting it to grow because I think there is nothing around GitHub right now. So I have seen Git tips, but not GitHub tips. So, and let's see if I can scale this up. GitHubTips.com. Right now, it's just the landing page which is ready, and then I can start adding some tips. So these are some of the open source projects. Yeah, if you're interested. So that's great, Param. I mean, I believe that people should be able to contribute in many ways. I think everyone looks at the code when they want to contribute, but these initiatives which I'm doing right now, so the idea is people should be able to contribute by their knowledge, right? So if people have idea about GitHub People have idea about solid.js, people have idea about Angular, even the one which I have in queue was around Vue.js as well. So if you know those things, I mean, you should be able to contribute by the knowledge which you gain during your work time. So let's see how I can scale up. The only problem can be, I mean, the thing is the domains. I thought about it, so I'm not sure, but I actually want to discuss this with some of the community members that, okay, currently the domain owner is, of course, myself. So there can be trust issue in future, right? I mean, if let's say GitHub Tips becomes big, but that's not my data, right? The data is owned by the people who will contribute to this tips, or the people who will contribute to those tips. I can go ahead and use, I mean, GitHub Pages, but again, in that case, also I own the domain. So I have some idea about like how to make it more transparent. That okay, I'm not never going to sell these domains to anyone, because GitHubTips.com probably is something can be great interest of many, right? But let's see. Rotten scripts. Okay, I'll check that out. Rotten scripts. What is that? Let's see. Hmm. So scripts that will make you go wow. Rotten scripts. Okay, so this is around scripts. Oh, okay. This is nice. So languages, Python, JavaScript. Okay, so yeah, so this the idea is similar. I mean, yeah, so in if you see they also have like readme MDs. So I also have like MDX support. I'm using Astro actually, so which makes it little I think a lot easier to make like publish your website from idea to production in a day, probably not even a day. If I give like 4 hours to set up everything, I think I can at least do MVP. The only problem is right now, of course, this is a repository, right? So I don't want people to go ahead and check inside the repository. I'm not sure if, oh, this is by Harsh. I know him. Harsh is a good friend of mine. So of course I know him. The the thing is, I want a website where people can go ahead and search and see things. This is great. I mean, I was not aware Harsh is doing so much great things. Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. And maintainers. Oh, some 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 faces I know here. So Harsh, of course, I know Soham. I know Seema. I think I've seen her as well. This is nice. Students coding. The only, I mean, yeah, as I said, the problem is the website, right? So if I own the domain, but it's still open source, so the code is also anyways available on GitHub. But what in case people think that okay, the domain is owned by me? So let's see. I mean, I'll think about it anyways. This is something I was thinking about last night as well. But let's see. There should be some solution. Oh, nice. So if you meet him again, just say hi from my side as well. I mean, yeah, we never met actually, but I know him from, of course, Twitter. So he has been very active on the Twitter. I think uh, he was few. I mean, So when I started using Twitter, so I was mostly involved with Angular community, but I saw him being very active on the Twitter and then talking about community and all those stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's how yeah, we never got the chance to interact. Probably let's see once I'm come back to India for any conferences. Would love to meet everyone. Okay, looks like this is not going to happen. This is taking too long. I mean, so I'm facing some internet issues from morning. I'm not sure why. Generally, it's like 100 Mbps speed, but today it's so bad. So download speed was even not an MB. Generally, yarn install should not take this much time, but yeah, my internet has some issues. By the way, I just saw your WhatsApp message. I'll reply it. I'm just wondering how I mean, did we spoke? Just wondering, Param. So did we spoke before? Because you seems to have my mobile number. So until unless you are a hacker, so kidding. Don't. I know you are not an hacker. Oh, this is nice. So I gave a star as well. So yeah, Harsh will be. Uh, this has 16 59 commits. This is nice. Last is 13%. That's great. Okay, finally yarn install is done. Now let's run the website and see if it works. So I can do is yarn x run examples lumber jack. Does that? App. Then let's zoom it. Okay, let's see if it works. But all the best, Param. I mean, for your job search. So how long you will be in Bangalore for that? I mean, basically, where are you from? I thought you are in Bangalore. So you said you are in Bangalore, but where are you from, basically? What is this? What is happening here? Generating. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you have the number, which is fine, totally fine. I may have given this number, but I was just wondering where. Okay, let's see. So I called my logger service. Ah, okay. So it says inject must be called from an injection context. Okay, so I think this is nice. So it says, okay, this is one method which is it should be called from injection context. And good thing about this is, of course, I have an and I'm from Muzaffarpur. Oh, you're from Bihar. Okay, that's strange. And I went to Bangalore once. I never liked it. I mean, not no offense, but I never liked it. Because of course I lived my half of my life in Mumbai, which is similar to Bangalore. Lot of noise, lot of people, lot of uh, traffic. See error when you try to use inject function outside of the allowed injection context. The injection context is available during the class creation initialization. It is also available to function used within environment injector run in context. In practice, inject calls are allowed in constructor, a constructor parameter, and field initializer. So I can use inside a constructor and legal to call inject from providers factory. Okay. Calls to inject function outside of the class creation or run in context will result in error. Most really calls to inject are disallowed if the class instance was created in methods. Okay, because I was trying functional approach. Error. So here it should be too late. The component instance was already created. Nice. Okay, this is anyways this one. So I'll try to go through docs and see what I can do to avoid this error. But nice speaking to you, Param. I know I have your message, so probably I'll message you tomorrow. It's pretty late in India as well. So go ahead and take some rest. I'll also sleep. I have to wake up early morning tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for joining and bye everyone. And in case you are watching the stream again, yes, I was just doing a regular checkup, or not regular checkup, it's just a checkup around if the OBS works with my Restream account, and looks like it does. And I was able to see the chats because in StreamYard it was, of course, StreamYard never allowed me to do this, but it, I can see all the messages on my YouTube chat, and it's nice. I mean, it's yeah, I have seen some part of it. But of course, if you stay in the city, then you have to travel somewhere, right? And that's very painful. I have been to India, so I have lived, as I said, in Mumbai. So, oh, that's strange. Bangalore was recently declared as the second slowest city. Yeah, of course, slowest city in terms of moving traffic, probably. No, no, I know the issue. I understood the issue. Fortunately, Angular has a very good documentation. So, it told me about, okay, this is what you're doing wrong. So, uh, go ahead and try to see some examples on how we can do it. But yeah, thanks for dropping by and see ya. Bye bye. Bye everyone. And let me